3 nail signs not to ignore. Did you know that your nails can reveal hidden health issues? Not just your fingernails, but your toenails as well. As a nurse, I want to give you 3 nail signs that should never be ignored, and a couple of them you might not have even heard of. I'll be putting in photos as always, and I will also put some information below if you're interested to read more about it. The first one I want to talk about, I think a lot of people already know about club nails. Have you ever watched Mickey Rourke or Jeremy Renner in an interview or in a movie? The last interview I watched with Mickey Rourke, I could not stop looking at his nails. They are the most pronounced club nails I have ever seen. I don't know why he has club nails. I can't speculate, but I can say that for a lot of people, it usually has to do with lung or cardiovascular issues, heart, COPD, low oxygenation issues, basically things that have to do with your heart and lungs and oxygenation. But you know, his are pretty pronounced. He is a smoker. Does he have COPD? I also read that people think that his nails look clubbed like they do because of years of boxing. But boxing isn't really one of the things that comes up when you look up why do people have clubbed nails. What does come up are things about the heart and lung issues, particularly chronically over a long period of time. It is not reversible. Clubbed nails, once they look this way and become this way, the documentation states it's not reversible. The second one I wanted to talk to you about, you may not have heard about this, but you probably have seen people with this. And this is where the nail bed is thin and concave. And this is called nail spooning, or the fancy word for it is polynychia. So with this issue, it can be reversible, and it often has to do with people who have an iron issue, people who have a B12 issue going on, and sometimes other medical factors can take place. With clubbing, with this spoon nail look, and the third one I'm going to talk about, all of them need to be seen by a provider. I also read that some people have spoon nails because of eating disorders. So that kind of makes sense, because if it has to do with absorption, proper absorption of nutrients, of B12, of iron, or in some cases, another iron issue, which is called hemochromatosis. That's a different iron issue that also can result in nails that look like this. But with this nail condition, it's often preventable once you find out what the underlying condition is, and it can be reversible. But again, best thing to do is to have these conditions checked out by your provider. And the third one that I wanted to go over is something I did a whole video on, and that is melanoma of the nail bed. So that looks like the pictures I'm going to put up, and I also will put below the whole video I did on this. And this is rare, but it is extremely serious. It is a type of melanoma, and it is where vertically, not horizontally, you're going to see a dark purple, dark brown, light brown, or black line in the nail bed. This can also be on the toenails. This is the condition that Bob Marley passed away from. And I wanted to also link below the name of a person who has dedicated a lot of her adult life on this topic, because she was diagnosed with this as a teenager. All of these conditions, even the one with nail clubbing, you know, can also, you can see this in children too. I mean, cystic fibrosis, other heart conditions, etc. But the nail melanoma is something that can be deadly, and we can always learn a lot from the people that dedicate their heart and soul to educating people about it based on their personal experience. Her name is Carolina Jasko, or it could be pronounced Carolina Jasko. And at the age of 18 in high school, she discovered that she had a dark line on her thumb. She discovered this while at the nail salon. She then went back to the nail salon thinking this probably maybe it's a bruise. She's not thinking this is melanoma of the nail matrix. She's just thinking I've got a weird line on my thumb. But she goes back to the nail salon at a later time to have another touch up with her nails, and she and the nail salon employee just see that it's gotten worse. So at that point, Carolina goes to see her dermatologist, and her dermatologist does a biopsy, and they confirm that yes, it is nail melanoma. She goes in for surgery. Now this is, although a rare type of cancer, it's more rare than, say, basal cell or squamous cell cancers, but it is still the same type of, it's melanoma. So got to take it seriously. These surgeries aren't necessarily simple little take a little something like a mole off. This is pretty extensive. I will link below what she has talked about, how much education she's giving to people. It's just a wonderful thing to turn that around. She's okay now, but what she went through and her education, her platform to talk to people about this will surely save some lives. By the way, with Bob Marley, he had it in his big toe. I don't know if I mentioned that, but that is where he discovered this, and he, like a lot of people tend to do, he decided that he would self-treat. He would not necessarily take the traditional route of how to treat cancer. As I've said in many of my videos, people have the right to do what they want. If they decline traditional medical treatment, or they decide they want to treat their cancer themselves, that is their choice. Another person is Michelle Tagliamonte. She is a lady in her 50s who also had nail melanoma from the state. She's from the state of Ohio, I believe. If I'm wrong, I will correct it somewhere. But she also at a nail salon discovered on her thumb that sign that you see, that is something that has to be checked out immediately and ruled out for nail melanoma. She did have it. She ended up having to, after her biopsy, and it was confirmed to have surgery. Now with melanoma, you've got to go down pretty deep. A lot of people probably have seen scars of individuals, or even on social media, from people who've had melanoma and how deep and extensive those scars are. I will put a picture up Michelle's scar on her thumb. She also has information for people. She has talked to people at length about this and educated folks because she got hers caught early. Fantastic. I read that her surgery, she stated, was 4 hours long. Now, open heart surgery can be between, say, anywhere 3 to 5 hours more, give or take, but I'm just saying that because that gives you an idea that a 4-hour surgery from melanoma of the thumb tells you that it's pretty extensive, it's down deep, they're trying to not have to amputate. So we've talked about 3 nail signs that could mean a health problem and should be checked out by a medical provider as soon as possible, just to make sure that everything is okay. We talked about nail clubbing, spoon nails. Sounds kind of funny to say spooning, but spoon nails. And we talked about nail melanoma. Knowledge is power. Please share this video, give it a thumbs up, because other people need to see this and hear this. This could save lives. Educating people on something that they have wondered about on their hands or their feet could help them to get to prompt treatment, which we know as soon as people get treatment, the sooner the better for more positive outcomes. If you like videos like this, videos about medicine, myths and facts about medicine, medical errors, and how possibly we can prevent them to the best of our ability, and some fun vlogs as well, consider subscribing, and I'll see you at the next video.